Welcome to the Pump the Nether project. We have set up a BuildCraft pump that's right now lowering down to our lava lake so that we can start making some more obsidian for our project. We just have 4 redstone engines around the pump with some waterproof pipe going up and over to our tanks that are going to fill with our lava, and then we have our waterproof pipe underneath that hopefully will feed up into our igneous extruder to make more obsidian. I have a reservoir right here which actually is big enough, it's a 2x2x4 right now, that if I fill it with 2 buckets of water, it creates an infinite water source. This is kind of a expensive answer to just having 3 blocks in a trench and placing 2 water blocks and having an infinite in the middle and then dropping an aqueous accumulator in the middle. You know, it's pretty much the same thing, just the nice thing about this is we can use it in the nether, which you can see I'm doing a waterproof wooden pipe to extract the water and into the igneous extruder. Man, I really wish I had the fluid ducts that came with thermal expansion. I really hope they fix or finish that mod ASAP, because this piping, as nice and everything as it is, I do find it a lot nicer to work with fluid ducts with servos. Oh, I think we're finally getting somewhere. Nope, I guess it just fixed the graphic lighting bug or something, because yeah, it's not even down there yet. It's just slowly getting there. But we'll touch base at the bottom eventually and see if I need to add any wooden fluid piping down here, because I'd hate to go and stick 4 redstone engines along there. Those servos were so much more nice. Just wonderful devices there. But you know, we'll do what we have to until the thermal expansion pipe mod is released. So this should give us plenty of obsidian, 64 stacks at a time. I'm going to put a hopper underneath here with a chest or 2 so we can just pick those up by the bucket full and take them to our gold farm, because I am really excited to see how much gold we get out of that thing. I've seen how much Zuma Void gets just idling in his, and I would really like to be able to use gold for, you know, building blocks and design pieces rather than merely scavenging and holding on to them for a few gold projects that I want to spare it for. You know, it just makes life so much easier. So let me go ahead and top that off, and I'm going to find another project. It's finally filling up with lava. Now let's see the moment of truth. Come on, feed into the thing. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. And no, it does not extract. Darn it. Well, more redstone engines it is. Alright, so I went and replaced the waterproof conduit with this Ender IO fluid conduit, and it's kind of interesting. You have to interact with it on the plates on the bottom. I can set it to extract or both in and out. Had to turn it off so it would activate without signal, because it defaults to with signal, and I just set this to input just for the safety of it. And now you can see we got our water filling up here and our lava here, and they're colliding in the middle, creating an obsidian block which gets extracted down into our chest here. So far we're up to 20. So this will be a pretty good thing to AFK at for a little bit, so we can get plenty of obsidian for our build up top. But before I do that, I have to be a little ADD and once again go and set up another set of quarry landmarks so we can start digging another area. And it's kind of a pain to set it up and move it and set it up and move it, but you know, it's a small sacrifice. And since it's a chunk loader, it'll sit there and quarry even when we're not there, so it does make it kind of impede, well, maybe that's not the right word, prudent, to actually get that set up as soon as we possibly can so that it can work while we're out somewhere else doing something more important than mining. So let me go ahead and move this entire setup about that way, 64 blocks or 25 looks like what I'm doing right now. So we've let it set for a little bit and I'm back, and definitely a lot of obsidian to go ahead and pick up and take back to the build so that we can build a few pillars of our nether portals here. We've pretty much got the entire bottom layer done, and we're just kind of building the framework down for the water channels, and then we're gonna have to start building up, which will be very time consuming and probably fraught with danger, so we'll see how that goes. But until then, let me give you a quick view of what it looks like here. I had Turkenil come over and help me out. It looks like he picked up his bed though and moved it, but we've got plenty of resources here now for the stone bricks. I went and smelted a whole bunch of cobblestone to make these, so I actually have our quarry set to pick up more cobblestone for us so that we can replenish that. Went and chopped a little bit of wood for these trapdoors. But let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, look at that. It's not looking like a whole lot just yet because you gotta really see it from the bottom to really appreciate the size of this thing here. So let's go ahead and jump. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a massive structure for sure. If it does well, we might even expand it out the sides a little bit, but really there's only 2 of us on this server thus far. We do have some invites out to bring a couple more, but this will be plenty of gold for the 2 of us for right now. And if we AFK enough, we'll probably get a decent stockpile going. So I'm very happy and excited to how this is going, and very, very interested to get this thing finished so we can actually start playing around with it. Hopefully it'll be a little more compact as far as the item stuff is concerned than what Zumavoid had, since we do have BuildCraft at our disposal and a lot of the thermal expansion. Heck, we can even turn our nuggets into gold ingots for us automatically with some crafting table automation that thermal expansion brings, and even Ender IO. So I'm fairly certain we can streamline this a lot and make this a really effective farm for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish a little bit of this base here till I maybe get bored or need to go and check on our quarry. The batteries weren't very charged because I didn't get a chance to really AFK too much while at my base while charging them. So let me go ahead and sleep, get this thing back today, drop off some of my items so I don't lose them down into the desert, and get cracking. This is what it looks like building this thing. Pretty humdrum, but you know, it's kind of nerve-wracking with how high it is. We could have gone a little higher, but I really didn't want to. Oh, there goes Turkenil. He's right in frame. Go away. But you know, we're getting along here. Now to fill in the sides here. There goes Turkenil on the outside. Ooh, ooh, that was close. That was definitely a timely stop. Alright. Well, we're back at the gold farm, and we have made a lot of progress here. I've pretty much got most of our obsidian in place. We have a lot a lot of this obsidian came from that igneous extruder, so it takes quite a little bit of obsidian to get this much stuff. But really, to understand the full scale of this thing, you really need to see it from below and the side. So look at that, way up here. So let me go ahead and pull a fake ender pearl real quick. Ready? And jump! Oh, okay. Wow. I haven't actually been down here since I started building up. And as you can see, we did choose to put netherrack on the bottom. We actually got bricks in the middle. Oh, there's a creeper. Probably don't want to get too close. But you can see Turcanil's up there doing the redstone stuff. We're actually doing a manual and an automatic for this farm. That way we can come down to this platform here, press a button, crush, and then gain the experience. Back here's where all the redstone's gonna be. And we have a water channel here to bring all of the mobs together into the crusher. But yeah, wow, that's a lot of portal frames. That's crazy. I haven't even been down here yet, so I'm just as amazed as you. That is a lot of work. And we got all these trap doors through here. I think we felled an entire forest to make those. Turcanil actually sacrificed a good chunk of his forest to provide a lot of that wood. I only brought enough for about the bottom floor, and he brought enough to fill up about the next level and a half or so. But we're still going to need a little bit more to finish filling this out, and I'm going to go back up and finish these frames that are almost done. I think we got about 5 or 6 left, so good thing I grabbed a little bit more obsidian from my extruder. I'm still going to need a little bit more, it looks like, but we're getting there. The only thing I didn't calculate is the amount of glass that we're going to require, because we need to go ahead and put between all of these frames a piece of glass to prevent the creatures from going back and forth, and to guide them to go straight down, preferably. So that's going to be a little bit of a project. We can either mine sand, which I don't like doing, or we can go the easy route and just pulverize cobblestone into sand and then send that through a alloy smelter and get the quite clear glass that I like using a lot because of how transparent it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going on that. I don't really want to bore you guys with time lapse, and so I've been doing cuts. I hope you guys understand and don't mind. If you would like to see time lapse, we'll have to get another account in here in creative mode so it can kind of just float off here to the side and watch, you know. But we've pretty much been avoiding using creative mode at all for, you know, we just don't want it to look like we're cheating or anything like that, because we're not. This is 100% resources that we have gathered and things that the mods allow. So we're doing what we can within the confines, and we do got a lot. Unfortunately, since we don't have the privilege of joining a server that is already well established, you know, we are starting from scratch. So we don't even have an ender farm to give us all the ender pearls to get around really quick. Hence the fake ender pearl. Zuma Void had an ender pearl he just tossed down here, and there he goes, and so he didn't have to do a cutscene. I am really envious of that, so we're gonna have to get to the end through that stronghold we found early on, so we can get a mob farm out in the end to get a lot of ender pearls to build our tesseracts and all the other fun, cool stuff, and then we could probably get a lot of better stuff going. But yeah, we're starting from scratch. This is so boring. Come on, pump faster. We are currently stacking the last bit of obsidian in this farm. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of work. Very, very much a lot of work. I just finished putting all the trapdoors in down there as well. So now we can go ahead and drop all of the trapdoors so they all are open. And we're going to work on our water streams at the very, very bottom. And we get to stack glass between each of these pillars so that we have isolation for each chamber. And then we're going to stack glass over our AFK area that's just below here. So, gonna get to that, and hopefully we can get this thing lit up. That ought to be something to see. Seems that I have ran into a collection of pigmen. Wonder what they're congregating for. So we're at the bottom here, and we got all the trapdoors open, we got all the obsidian laid, but what we need to do is actually set up the water streams so that all of the pigmen will actually funnel in the right direction here. So I'm just setting up these gates and these pressure plates so that we can put a bucket of water right here at the end, seal up this, water will flow this way, stop at the pressure plate. Then we'll put a bucket of water here at head height. These gates will prevent it from backflowing, and it'll actually flow this way. And then we'll repeat the same thing here. And I'm really trying to avoid just showing you guys a bunch of repetitive tasks like this, because as you can see, we have to duplicate this on both sides. We have a gate here to keep water from going down so that things will actually funnel down. Got my infinite water source over here so I can fill the buckets. But it's just a really repetitive task, as is everything up there. Once you finish one slice, you've pretty much got it all. So I haven't really shown you a whole lot of the actual building process because, quite frankly, it's very simple and quite boring. So it's just time consuming, and it would be way too much of a time lapse for you, and I don't want to bore you guys that much. So you'll just have to settle for just seeing these little progress updates. We will, however, time lapse the lighting of the portals, and we'll actually wait till Turcanil is online so he can come and be a participant in that celebratory process there. It'll be nice getting those portals all lit up. Oh, and he did say that he has all the redstone done downstairs here. He went ahead and was helping by actually designing out the redstone for our button and lever process down here so we can flip it between an automated farm and an AFK farm. So let's go and take a peek here. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure he has this on his channel, so go ahead and check him out. I've actually linked him as, you know, one of the members on my About page. But all of this is basically to handle two buttons, one that manually starts a timer, and the other one is just an auto timer, and a lever that disables one or the other, and that's what this redstone here is for. So be sure to check him out, see how that all works. I think it'll be a very interesting video. I'm gonna have to look at some of that myself and maybe learn a little bit from him. He is a pretty good redstone designer. He's had a lot of years of experience doing it, and so he has a lot of very interesting setups under his belt that he's already discovered from trial and error and whatnot. And I'm actually fairly new, so I'm still learning myself, and I'm sure you guys will correct some of my designs in the comments, and I love to hear those kinds of things so that I can actually learn better ways or trickier ways to condense my redstone or actually accomplish something that took me 3 hours trying to figure out and 18 extra pieces of redstone. So comments are much appreciated. But I'll go ahead and finish getting these doors and plates in place, and then we'll wait for Turcanil to come back online, and we will light up the portals. What do you think you're doing? Give me back my minecart. There we go. So I just finished our rail that takes us up to the center of our gold farm. And you can see I got a few redstone bricks to power it here so that we don't have to worry about hiding torches or having levers sticking out into the open. And as you saw, we also travel head height through some glass as well to keep that only 1 block high so we don't have any pigmen that land on the track itself. But I think we're ready to go ahead and start this. Turcanil is online, so I'm going to invite him over to help with the honors, and we'll go ahead and time-lapse that for you. We are going to light the portals now. We got Turcanil here to help us. He's going to start on the bottom, so let's get to it. And that is it. We have completely turned on our nether portal system here. They all linked up to a portal that we set up ready to receive these. And you can see them all flushing down. I thought glass would be a pretty good thing to use here, so we can kind of watch as they come through and then drop into the hole. There they go. Let's go and check the system down here and make sure it's in auto mode. It is not. Oh, there's some gold sticking out here. We'll let Turcanil go ahead and turn on his crusher. There they go. Noisy, but effective. Looks like we need to seal that up a little better so that we don't have all that spewing. There they go. All right. Let's watch the next set. There we go. Now it's not spitting it out. Good. Let's go ahead and drop off. Looks like we've already got 22 nuggets. That's pretty good, considering we lost part of it. Yeah, this thing's cranking away. I think we're gonna have a nice amount of gold in no time. Maybe it'll even pay off all those active rails that we used up there. Now, if it only churned out redstone, we'd be able to replace the redstone that we used. But what we're gonna do is gonna raise this platform up a little so we can actually stand there and punch them to death with the manual timer. But first off, we need to take the output and buffer it into a bunch of chests so that we can just AFK all night and have it collect And we're also planning on putting some of the thermal expansion items and maybe Ender IO depending in line with it, so that the nuggets will be automatically turned into ingots, which can be automatically turned into blocks, so that we can have a more dense permanent storage. So this platform that we're standing on here is most likely going to significantly increase in size as we decorate it and add some additional chests. We might not actually do it to this platform, but actually the one that our portal is on. That way we can just come into the portal, grab stuff out of a chest, and not have to worry. Unfortunately, RxCraft provides us with a nice piping system so that we can actually go up and over in a single block rather than having to build an item elevator and water pathing for it. So we don't have to worry about despawns and things like that. So I think we're going to be a little busy for the next little bit getting all that in order, and we can show off kind of what we have decided on when we get that done. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. Next time we will be going through all of that RxCraft piping to get those blocks auto-generated into blocks of gold, and we're going to kind of see what the output of this thing is. I'm going to try to idle in here over the evening and just to see what we get. We also do need to move our smelting area, because Turkanil does have his refinery up and going from what I understand, so we're going to get our stuff moved over to that, get some compression dynamos going so that we can actually take advantage of that power. We're going to be pulling fuel from them with ender tanks and nice and color coded. But I hope that you've enjoyed the grand opening of our gold farm and the lighting of the portals. I tried to do some unique stuff for it, so I hope you appreciate it. Do hit the like if you have. Leave some comments if there's anything that you saw that I may have missed, or something else that I might have been able to do. I mean, I can add a couple more slices to each side here. But we will see you next time, and be sure to subscribe, share with your friends. We'll see ya.